Greetings, redheads. Thank you for joining me in another edition. I'm about to slip up my mic right here. Thank you for joining me in another edition of your favorite show, the one, the only Reds View. Of course, I am your gracious host, the one and only J Red. Thank you, everybody, for joining me right now. If you have not already, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. That subscribe button is right there under the video, and also it is going across your screen right now. So do me a favor, do that. And also, we want this engagement to be at level 10. We want all hands on deck. Make sure that you hit the like button or the dislike button. It is all good as long as we get some traction. That helps the videos out. When you comment, when you hit the like button, all that stuff, it helps the algorithm. It helps us get into the YouTube algorithm. Also, make sure that you share this. Hit the share button. If you're watching this on Facebook, hit that share button. It's free 99 to do that. But if you do feel generous and want to contribute to the show, make sure that you hit the super chat. Ladies and gentlemen, hit that super chat for me. Now, some of y'all on social media got witness to my April Fool's joke. Ha ha ha. I had an April Fool's joke that said I was discontinuing Red's View. Thank you, everybody that reached out. That was Cap. It was an April Fool's joke, and it was just some promo to announce my upcoming podcast with CJ. I'll get into that later. CJ, he's a regular guest that happens to come on the show from time to time. So I'll talk about all that later. If you follow me on social media, you already seen that. But anyway, had to get that out there. But yeah, man, we gonna do this on a Thursday. I know it's an awkward day, but I had a lot of stuff I had to do, and I wanted to give time to promote my upcoming joint podcast with CJ that I'll talk about later. All right, so without any further ado, let's get into what we're talking about. First, though, we have to give some condolences, man. First, I want to give a big RIP, a rest in peace to Val Kilmer, the legendary actor Kilmer. I'm sorry. Val Kilmer, man, my earliest memories of him. He's been in other movies, but the one that stuck out to me personally the most was Batman Forever. Batman Forever, that's a classic Batman movie for me. That's one of my favorite Batman movies. I know a lot of people love the first Batman, Batman Returns, but Batman Forever was like the first Batman superhero movie that I fell in love with. They dropped the ball with Batman and Robin, but Batman Forever, he did a marvelous, fantastic job. He had throat cancer, from my understanding, and then he died from pneumonia. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he died actually on April 1st. I thought it was an April Fool's Day joke at first. I had to double check the sources, and it was reliable, man. He passed away, man. RIP, and sending my deepest condolences to Val Kilmer. He did an excellent job as Bruce Wayne. He didn't get a lot of credit for it neither. Batman Forever was a big movie. I really, really loved it, man. So RIP to Val Kilmer. He's been in a lot other movies as well, but that's the one that was my favorite from Val Kilmer. Also, man, we got to get into RIP Young Scooter, man. RIP to ATL great Young Scooter. He was a rapper from Atlanta, and he ended up, I don't even know exactly what happened. Some people say he got shot by the police. That was first. Then they said he died on his birthday. Actually, they said that he got shot by the police. Then they said that the police said that he was running from the police, and then he ended up getting caught on some bleeding from a fence. He got cut. And I think it hit an artery or something like that, and he bled to death. And then it was somebody else that it was some other reports that came out and said he actually did get shot. I don't know what exactly it is, but Young Thug is tied to that. We'll get into that later. But for right now, I just want to send my condolences to Young Scooter, his family, to Future. You know, he was with the whole Free Bands clique and stuff like that, man. So Young Scooter, I hadn't heard no music from him in a while. I ran into him like once since I've been out in Atlanta, but RP to Young Scooter, man. Sad to see, regardless of what happened, if he bled to death running from the police, he died on his birthday. That's definitely not a day you want to come out, you know, you want to go out. You're born on your birthday and then you die on your birthday. That's crazy. But I think he was 39 years old, young, and it's sad, it's tragic, man. So RIP to Young Scooter. RIP to Young Scooter. But anyway, man, let's go ahead and dive into what the main topic is tonight. This is the main topic. We got a lot to talk about, but let's go ahead and talk about the facts. See, I want all the OV hoes to come in. I want all the Aubrey's Angels to come into the room. I want everybody to come into the room because this lawsuit that Drake has been doing for months now, like what, since when did he drop this lawsuit? Like the end of last year. Yeah, man. This has been ridiculous. And I want to say, Drake, let this go. Let it go. Now, reports have found out that UMG, Universal Music Group, it's been proven that they did not use bots for promoting the song Not Like Us. So, you know how Drake has been doing this lawsuit, and he's been, his lawyer's been saying that UMG, Universal Music Group, has promoted Not Like Us to be this big global hit. It was a diss record, and it's defamation of character, and it made Drake lose money and all this other stuff, right? And I think UMG tried to file a motion to dismiss the case. It's just been a lot of stuff going on, but right now, there's a lot of propaganda that's going on right now. There's propaganda because it's saying that Drake has got to win. Like Drake has got to win because this lawsuit, he now has the power to ask his lawyer. I'm sorry, I'm getting it twisted up. My bad. Let me take my time. Drake and his lawyer now have the power, and I'm using my air quotes, to request to see Kendrick Lamar's contract with Universal. They tried to get it dismissed, and the judge granted them power to request, keyword is request, to see Kendrick Lamar's contracted paperwork with UMG. Now, what does his contract have to do with them using bots and promoting the song Not Like Us? I have no idea. But where this is crazy is that a lot of people are saying that this is a dub for Drake. This is a win for Drake. That is cap. He has the judge ruled that they can request to see the contract, to see Kendrick's paperwork with UMG. Request. Now, we all know what request means. If I request that I see your paperwork, if I request that you make me a burger, if I request that you take me to the store, it's a request. Hey, can you do this for me? That doesn't mean that you have to give it for me. So all you OV hoes, you have to recognize what that means. They have a motion. They can request to see the paperwork. That doesn't mean that Kendrick and UMG has to turn over the paperwork. UMG can say, no, we don't want to do that. But UMG has just been trying to dismiss this case from day one because they know it's a waste of time. And why is it a waste of time? Now, the icing couldn't be put further on the cake than it can right now. Look at this. So Inner City Press reported Drake's lawyers say they're withdrawing allegations that Universal Music Group, UMG, conspired with paid and paid currently unknown parties to use bots to boost Not Like Us. Let me read that again. They reported Drake's lawyers say they're withdrawing allegations that UMG conspired with and paid currently unknown parties to use bots to boost Not Like Us. So Drake's Wilkie lawyer, it says they have sent us Rule 11 letter about only 5 paragraphs of our lengthy complaint about the use of streaming farms. We have exchanged letters. We intend to withdraw those. We intend to withdraw those. We intend to withdraw those. But it's a tiny portion of our complaint. Okay? It's a tiny portion of our complaint. So this right here, read and weep, and I don't feel like clicking on all the documents to read all this. But they're saying that they had 5 paragraphs about the complaint, about the use of streaming farms. They've exchanged letters, and they intend to withdraw that part of the case. Read it and weep. There it is right there. So that debunks all those rumors and the allegations that Kendrick Lamar had to use bots to boost Not Like Us. Are you happy now? Are you happy now? All the OV hoes, see, because what y'all like to do is flip narratives and twist things around to make it look like it's a win. You know, they're going forward with the case, but that was the juice of it. They're talking about that's one of many complaints. That was the juice of it. That Drake, they accused Kendrick of using bots, streaming farms to move Not Like Us, meaning that Not Like Us wouldn't have been a hit without that. And it's all cap. See, It's propaganda going on to make it look like Drake is winning this lawsuit. It's not. Them trying to quietly on the hush talk about some, yeah, we're going to dismiss this. No, we're bringing attention to it to Red's View tonight. We're talking about that tonight. That's the whole reason that you're doing this lawsuit, because you claim, Drake, that UMG boosted Not Like Us to make you look bad. You claim that. Now y'all are saying y'all are dismissing that part of it. Y'all are dismissing that. I need all the OV hoes to come up in here. Y'all explain this. Okay. You can't just move on and act like, no, we're reporting that. And shout out to I forgot his name. He has a YouTube channel, but he encouraged a lot of content creators to report this because that's not what the mainstream media is trying to do. We're not letting this go behind closed doors. No, y'all said he used bots. Now you're trying to dismiss it. So my whole thing is this. Now that we know that, what are you fighting for, Drake? What are you fighting for? And figuratively speaking, if Kendrick did use bots, all you would do would expose what is going on in the industry that helped you too. So what is the point of this lawsuit? What is the point? Drake, let it go. You have a hot record out, Nokia, right? The first one you didn't had in over a year. But what is the point of this? You're trying to say, like, I don't understand, like, what's the point? If you are saying that we're going to dismiss the part about the using bots thing, then what are we talking about? What are we talking about? And we're not going to keep spreading this false propaganda talking about some, yeah, they can request to see the contract. Yeah, they can request it, but that doesn't mean that they have to give it. This thing is lengthy. That's why UMG is trying to dismiss this case, because it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time, effort, and money. It's a waste of Drake's time and money, and it's a waste of Universal Music Group's time and money. All of this is Drake is upset that Not Like Us was better than any diss song that he put out. Drake thought that he was going to ether Kendrick. He thought that he had the upper hand on Kendrick. They both said allegedly false things about each other. He said that Kendrick beat his woman, all this other stuff, right? Dave Free is actually the father of his child. Kendrick said that you a PDF file, okay? Kendrick's disses just happened to hit harder. You just now are recovering from that, but you have been sitting on your ass since then, not being able to have any hit records, not being able to get any type of motion. You had to leave America and go overseas just to avoid the scrutiny from the Super Bowl. Kendrick has been doing a victory lap, and it's only going to get bigger because guess what? Later this month, Kendrick Lamar is going on tour. Now, this is the thing, man. I'm not pro record label. I'm pro choice, meaning that if you choose to sign a deal with the label, you have to know what the consequences could be, the things that could happen with the record label, and you're the pot calling the kettle black because you're trying to call them out for what they helped you do. You know, if Kendrick did, because I've said it, okay, yeah, of course they probably boosted it. You know what I'm saying? But if they've showed you documents or whatever the case may be, and his lawyers are saying, nah, that didn't happen, we're going to dismiss this. No, stick to it. I thought that they used bots. So the whole bot like us, remember these past few months, all the Drake, Aubrey's Angels, and Drake stans have been saying, yeah, he used bots. Every time y'all think that you have the upper hand and it's proven wrong, you go on to the next thing. When does it stop? When do y'all just take accountability that your GOAT lost a rap battle? Simple as that. Now, did it put a stain on his career? Did it put a dent on his career? Yes, to an extent. But Drake is still going platinum. Drake still has a hit record. He's not selling as much as he used to, right? Putting out this Party Next Door thing. But there were some people that were saying that Drake's career will be over. I didn't think that his career would be over. I knew that he was already on a decline and Kendrick just added more spice to it, right? But I never thought his career would be over per se, but I did think it was going to be a dent in it. And when people compare him to Ja Rule, right? I want y'all to remember this. For the people who love Nokia and say, Nokia, he came back, he made a comeback and all this other stuff. All right. Nokia is a hot record, but you remember Ja Rule had a few hot records too after the 50 Cent battle. The only reason that Ja Rule fizzled out is because I'm about to say No Limit. Murder Inc. got in trouble with the feds, and that basically shut the record label down. And they couldn't really operate off of that. But Ja Rule still could have put out hit records if he wanted to. But you see, the same thing has happened with Drake. Like, yeah, he can put out hit records still, but he's not as big as he was. But that was evident even before Kendrick. I always said that. But Kendrick did, okay, yeah, he did put a stand on his career because there's people out there that really think that Drake is a PDF file because the song was so big. But to say that Bots is the reason that Not Like Us was a hit record is ludicrous. It's not true. If that was true, why is it so global? Because I can put in money to have a DJ, like, you know, somebody gives a DJ a record and say, hey, I'll give you $1,000 if you're guaranteed to spend this every night that you DJ. Then it catches wind. The DJ broke the record because he was playing it, right? But just because he's playing it doesn't mean that everybody's going to like it. Because if the song is bad, I just wasted my money because nobody liked it. But everybody, when the minute Not Like Us dropped, you knew it was a hit. Now, I didn't know it was going to last this long because I didn't know the Super Bowl was going to come. I didn't know he was going to do a music video to it. I just knew that it was going into the summer and it became a summer anthem. I thought it was going to be a summer anthem. But as time progressed and you're seeing different TikToks and all these different people making it go viral and viral and more viral, you can't pay for the publicity and the promotion that Not Like Us garnered. You can't. It was because of the rap battle controversy. That's the reason. That's the whole reason. He got the upper hand on Drake, and that's it. So Drake, dismiss this lawsuit. Stop the lawsuit. It's ridiculous. Okay? The whole reason that you did is because you talking about bots. Now y'all trying to back away and say, oh, well, yeah, we're not concerned about the bots anymore. So what's the reason if you're doing the lawsuit? I just don't understand it. Shout out to everybody who's in here, man. Join the chat. Let me see what y'all say. What do y'all think about that? But yeah, I mean, I think that Drizzy just needs to let it go. I think that he was embarrassed. And he's acting like a white man. See, it's funny. He came in and appropriated the black culture, even though he is black. I'm not counting that out. But you're coming in, you want to do hip hop, right? But you want to do hip hop when it's beneficial to you. Now you're showing your white side and want to go corporate and saying, oh, I'm taking you to court and want to sue. That's why I cannot take none of Drake's diss records serious no more. I just can't. I used to jam out to Family Matters. Even though Drake lost, I used to jam out to Family Matters. I was just telling my homeboy about that. I would listen to because it was a good song. It is a good song. But him doing this lawsuit and these goofy shenanigans that he is doing took away the oomph from the song. Not saying I felt like Drake was ever a tough guy, but I respected him as an artist. But this goofy stuff he's doing, bro, I'm just like, man, like it keeps looking bad for him. So bad that it looks like he's trying to do this propaganda to make it look like he's winning with this lawsuit. It's not. It's not. So all you OV hoes, I want to know. Come to my comments. Let me know how you feel about this. I want to know. Don't get quiet. If there's no narrative switching, how do you think Drake will overcome this? What is the end result? What is he going to win from UMG? Because the bots have been proven to not be true. They've been proven to not be true. But anyway, y'all let me know in the comments what you think about that. I think it's ridiculous. I don't know why he's still doing it. Well, I know why, because his ego is shot. His ego is shot, and he doesn't really know what to do from there. But y'all let me know in the comments what you think about that. Now, let's move on. Speaking of Drake, I say this. Drake put out Nokia, right? Now, Nokia is his latest video. This came from his latest album, joint album with Party Next Door. Some Sexy Songs for You. All right. Now, people have been jamming out to Nokia. This came out, let me see, in February, actually February 14th. So it's been a month since that came out. We're in the month of April now, right? Going on 2 months since some sexy songs for you came out. There were 2 songs that were popular. One was Give Me a Hug, and then another one's Nokia. Nokia has been gaining traction, and now it has potential after the video has been released to go number 3 on the charts. So this is Drake's comeback single. All right. So there was a lot of anticipation when he announced the video. I've seen the video. I'm sure you've seen the video. Y'all let me know in the comments what you think. Now, I asked the Reds View community what y'all thought about it. Let me go and show you the results from that. Give me just a second. Let me go to the post tab. All right. So this is what y'all thought about it right here. All right. I said, what do you think of Drake's new video, Nokia? All right. Only 35 votes. For some reason, when I put up Drake's Drake stuff, I don't get that much traction from it. It's crazy. But anyway, 11% said it's dope. 29% said it's mid. 60% said it's trash. All right. Yeah. And then KC 89485, trash. So that's from the Reds View community. And I just noticed that anytime I put up Drake post, it's more of y'all who don't like Drake than actually do like Drake. But that's what the Reds View community, the few that did vote, that's what they felt like of, you know, what they thought about the video. Now let me give Reds View's point, my view. I think this was a missed opportunity for Drake. Of course, his fans did like it, but there was a lot of subliminals to Kendrick Lamar. A lot of people, they said, and you can see that it mirrors the Not Like Us video, and it mirrors Kendrick's Super Bowl performance. A lot of people have pointed out that Drake was trolling Kendrick. He had owls at the end of the video, like 3 owls to show, oh, I'm not trapped in anymore. He had a lot of dancers, all black women dancers. Something I haven't really seen in a Drake video, but he had dancers in his video. You know, he had it black and white. And to me, he focused too much on the beef, because nobody can sit here and tell me that he wasn't trying to troll Kendrick Lamar. All right, bro, this is your music video, your hit record. Drake is supposed to be this unbothered, gigantic, greatest of all time artist. Why does he keep focusing on Kendrick Lamar, feeding into that beef? I would think you would just move the hell on. That's what I would think. But the reason I also say that this is a missed opportunity is because I was expecting more. I was expecting more of the vibe that the song gave. See, it gave me 90s, like a 90s type of vibe. You know what I'm saying? 90s, kind of early 2000s. So a lot of people felt like it was going to be colors and all, you know, all this stuff. But it was shot in IMAX, which I don't really care about that. But it was shot in IMAX and it was in black and white. It was great. So that took away the flavor of the song. Shout out to Zero. You said, what's up, Red? What do you think about Nelly, Country Grammar, Ludacris, What's Your Fantasy, having the same video? Country Grammar, What's Your Fantasy, Bounce With Me. I don't know if Bounce With Me had the same video. Country Grammar and Ludacris, What's Your Fantasy, those did have some of the same vibes, though. But Zero, with this, I think that he was focusing on that Kendrick Lamar, you know, taking shots at him, right? That took away from the vibe of the song, you know. Now, I was expecting more. Like, people were saying, oh, this IMAX. So I'm like, okay, it might be a cool video. When I saw it, I got nothing from it. I'm like, that's it? That's it? You know, I was expecting more. And his fans were expecting more. You had this moment. See, this is the thing. People were saying, man, Kendrick made the Super Bowl about Drake. Well, guess what? Kendrick won the battle. Okay? Kendrick won the battle. Let's go back, right? When Nas beat Jay-Z, right? When he beat Jay-Z, Nas performed Ether. Nas put Ether on his album afterwards. Nas had his victory lap. Have you ever seen Jay-Z perform Takeover after the battle? Have you ever seen that? No. Now, Jay-Z did put out Super Ugly. He tried to go back with Nas again, but Nas didn't feel the need to address it. But of course, I'm saying that because of course Kendrick Lamar is going to perform Not Like Us. Of course, he's going to do Euphoria. He won the battle. And he didn't make the whole Super Bowl about Drake, but he did have a couple of those diss songs in there, of course, right? But Drake is supposed to be bigger than Kendrick Lamar. So why is he throwing shots at Kendrick Lamar in his video, centering the video around Kendrick Lamar? Why? It being gray and having those dancers and focusing too much, like it didn't feel fun. It felt depressing, to be honest. And then look, Drake looks stressed too. Have y'all seen the video? Let me know in the comments. Have you seen the video? Drake looks all kind of depressed and stuff. You said, I don't like the Canadian, so I have seen the video and I don't listen to his music, so I can't contribute. Had seen the video Y2K Colorful, where people had said he was marketing towards towards kids. Oh man, that was a cheap shot right there, Zero. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, man, I was expecting more. His fans were expecting more, and I don't know why I know why, because he has an ego, but that was a missed opportunity in my personal opinion, right? I saw Cashapp had something to say about it. He was like, no, we were supposed to be doing this. You could have had some roller skates and all. That's what it gave, like 90s skating ring vibes. What the fuck the function? Like it's because Nokia is pretty much two different songs, and it gives different vibes. So why didn't he contribute to the throwback essence of that? I have no idea, but it was a missed opportunity. And the fans know that too. Like, I think that Drake had that opportunity, but it dwindled. Let me see how many views it is. Because his fans were complaining, talking about how is it only at this amount of views in this short amount of time? It's supposed to be Drake, and he's doing it. So he's at 4.5 million views in 3 days. That's pretty cool. But a lot of people were trying to compare it to the Kendrick Lamar video, and Not Like Us. And I just think that Drake dropped the ball with it. Enough said about that. All right. I think he dropped the ball with it. Y'all let me know in the comments what you think about that. Did you like the video? Did you dislike the video? A lot of people on my side did not like the video. I thought it was just mid. I didn't think it was trash. I just thought it was mid. Missed opportunity. Let's move on. So, of course, if we talk about Drake, we have to talk about Kendrick. So, Kendrick Lamar and SZA's Luther is potentially going to be number one for 6 weeks in a row, 6 consecutive weeks. Okay. So that means that it's been number one for over a month. Okay. I don't see any signs of it slowing down, especially with Kendrick Lamar about to go on tour. But this is to shut all the talk down of Kendrick needed Drake for a hit. Like all what Drake stands be doing, right? Luther is a solid, great song, right? It's been out since November and it's topped the charts since the Super Bowl, right? Now, the Drake stands at first were saying that Kendrick, like, since Not Like Us was, I feel, the biggest rap song of all time now. I'll talk about that in another video. Well, I already did talk about that. But anyway, Not Like Us is a massive, massive, big song, massively successful song, right? So the narrative was that it's because he dissed Drake. He needed Drake, all that, right? One thing I love about GNX is that he proved all the haters wrong. TV Off is a big hit. Hey Now is a hit. And Luther is a hit. Squabble Up is a hit. But this whole thing now is that they're trying to say is that he needs SZA now. Now, instead of Kendrick Lamar just being a top tier artist who's had number one singles before, now he needs somebody else. He needs SZA. It's because of SZA. Okay. Has SZA ever had a number one song for 6 weeks in a row? Please let me know. If I'm wrong, I don't think she has. I got to go research it. But has she had a number one song for 6 weeks in a row? If anything, SZA needed Kendrick. So the whole narrative now is that, nah, he needs SZA now. Then they're saying, oh, it's bots. The bots. Cap. This video proved that's not what it is. How about it's just a great song? Kendrick is talented. SZA is talented. Kendrick has multiple songs on the charts. So I'm just glad that real music is back. I'm very glad that real music is back. And I wanted to talk about this. The fact that real music is back, Billboard credits Kendrick Lamar for making hits longer. Oh, yes. Billboard has credited Kendrick Lamar for making hit records longer. Let me show y'all What's been going on? Do I have that up right now? Give me just a second. Let me go pull this up. Here we go. Shout out to everybody who's joining in right now. We cooking tonight. We are cooking tonight. All right, so I thought I just had it up. Is that it? Hold on, y'all. Bear with me. Not that one. Not that one. Hold on. I thought I just had it. Hold up. I just had it. Okay, there. Okay, it's just taking a while to load. All right. Why is this thing not showing? Okay, here we go. All right. So it says Billboard says Kendrick Lamar is one of the main reasons why people are interested in longer music again. This comes after keeping 3 verses in mainstream hits, such as Not Like Us, and having 2 top 10 hits lasting over 5 minutes, alongside crashing sites like Genius with Euphoria. All right. Evolving away from clip-based music. Thank God. Why hit songs got longer in 2024? Surprisingly, the average length of top 10 hits on the Billboard Hot 100 rose by more than 20 seconds last year. All right. The average amount of time it takes for number one hits to get to the first chorus has been increasing since 2021, rising from 33 seconds to 45 seconds in 2024. The 40-second to 59-second range for a first chorus tripled from 18% of Hot 100 number ones in 2023 to 44% in 2024. Plus, a quarter of courses in number ones occurred after the 1 minute mark, spanning genres from R&B, hip hop, Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us, Future, Metro Boomin's Like That, to rock, Hosier's, Too Sweet, and Dance Club Grande's Yes. Euphoria temporarily crashed the Genius website as fans rushed to decipher the lyrics. I remember that. And there's a lot to pick through here. Clocking in at 6 minutes and 23 seconds with 2 distinct sections. Damn, it was that long? The song finds Kendrick getting progressively angrier and more vitriolic as he goes. In the first section, he deploys a low-key flow over a soulful laid-back beat and accuses Drake of making lightweight music. So yeah, so Billboard is crediting Kendrick Lamar because Not Like Us, massive record, still the one of the hottest records out right now, that has 3 verses. 3 verses. That's old school. See, when did rappers stop having 3-verse songs? It was like the rise of social media. I can't pinpoint the actual year. Now, as an artist myself, it does make the writing process a little more easier because I only got to write 2 verses. But I miss the days of longer records. Now, as a DJ, I love playing older records than newer records. Newer records don't last that long, and a lot of the attention span, you be ready to go to the next song. Back then, like early 2000s and everything, man, and in the 90s, and you would have songs that would be 4 to 6 minutes straight up. And you would have multiple verses, plus not only the chorus or the hook, but you would also have the bridge that everybody can sing along. If we dissect Not Like Us, he got 3 verses, a nice hook, and he has a bridge at the end. Chants, bridges and chants. Freaky ass nigga, he a 69 guy. Freaky ass nigga, you know, all that stuff. Hey, run for your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what people miss. Let me hear you say OVO. Like, I can let that whole record play as a DJ. You know, and I got to give credit to Drake too, because him and Kendrick going back and forth. Family Matters was a long song. That was like 3 songs into one. And what him and Kendrick did, they were able to make you sit and listen to the songs again. You wanted to hear everything that they were saying. The Heart Part 6, Drake was rapping push-ups. Drake, what did he have? He had 2 verses on there, but they were long. So Tailor Made, those were 3 different verses. And, you know, with the AI, I know people hated it, but still, I got to give Drake credit too. But mostly it's Kendrick, because Euphoria broke the Genius website. You really had to analyze, damn near do a college course on Kendrick Lamar's lyrics in Euphoria, just like the other ones. So I'm glad that Kendrick is leading the pack for that. We've been missing that in music because everything is so millisecond, right? When you go on TikTok, when you make a song, you better make sure that your song has at least 30 seconds that'll grab people in there. Because the thing is, what happens, songs blow up on TikTok or social media and it'd be 30 seconds, you'll go viral. But when it's time to perform, people they don't know the verse. They be ready to just switch the song. Remember, Soulja Boy had a song. What was that song he had? She Make It Clap, Clap, Clap. I remember that was big, but nobody ever knew the words to the song. They just knew She Make It Clap, 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 just the hook. And after 30 seconds, you ready to turn the song off. You remember that? But I'm glad he's leading the pack. And they're saying that the top 10 hits right now are longer. So Kendrick is starting a trend. That's what's up. I'm loving it. You said I would have thought it was that weekend Thought Bop she made. Oh, what you say? SZA's longest time at number one with a song was 21 weeks, achieved by single Kill Bill. Okay, that's the hot R&B hip hop charts, though. You know, that's not the hot 100. That's not the hot 100. You said mixtapes ruined 3-verse song. You sure mixtapes did? Because Wayne used to rap for a long time on mixtapes. What you say? Even artist placement is different now. Everyone used to want to be last. Now you have to be first. If your ish ain't hot, otherwise DJs will just hot cue to the best part of that's what I do. That's what I do. You said, yeah, he did the song on the verses against Bow Wow. 2-3 different verses of that song make it clap. Yeah, exactly. Like, but I missed that the parts where you would have to play. Like, for example, me and DJ PM was talking the other day. Fantasia's When I See You, right? You gotta play that whole song because the bridge is when people turn up the most. You know what I'm saying? Something now is taken. Like all the women be singing that, even the men too. You know what I'm saying? You let the song play, and then when you get to that bridge, like it's like the Holy Ghost comes out of people. You know what I'm saying? So we missed that. So if Billboard is crediting Kendrick, I'm loving it. I'm loving it, like he said on GNX, man. But he's making the hits longer, man. We don't get the thing is we don't get the same feeling, and I don't care how younger you are, or how TikTok driven you are. Kendrick proved with Not Like Us that people are willing to sit down and listen to your song, as long as it's meaningful, it has a message, right? It has a great beat, it's catchy, and you have to make people want to care. But it takes a village. It can't just be Kendrick. He's leading the pack. But now I'm hoping will inspire other artists to do the same. Because I ain't gonna lie, man, I miss 3-verse songs. I miss songs with bridges and choruses. I'm tired of these songs that you can only play for like a minute and 30 seconds, under 2 minutes, and now you're ready to go to the next song. You don't get the same feeling. That's why a lot of these songs that are out now, you're not going to be able to play those in a few months. You know, thinking of a year, let alone a few months. You don't, because it's no feeling in it. You can't get into it. You know what I'm saying? But like that, you remember like that, Future did his, like they did the hook, verse, Kendrick's part, and then at the end, Future did his part. You know what I'm saying? And the beat switches up. So yeah, man, I'm so glad that this is coming back. You said When I See You bridge is up there with Fuji's Killing Me Softly bridge. Exactly. Songs that you gotta let play out. You know, you got to. So it looks like that's the direction people are going back to. You know what I'm saying? Social media is here, but that don't mean that we don't appreciate music that's strong, powerful, and has a message. And it don't even have to have a message. You know, a lot of time it could just sound real good, but we need to sing along again and be happy and content. Okay, so that's enough about Kendrick. We got past the Kendrick thing, okay? Kendrick and Drake. Let's go into Kanye West, all right? Which I still got to bring up Kendrick in this, kind of Drake, but I want to know, man, like, I was going to do a video earlier this week talking about Kanye, but did y'all see his interview with academics? Did y'all see it? I think Kanye is at a point now. He's so delusional. He don't even know what he's mad at no more. Kanye is like one of like an old computer that just the screen is just, you know, pixelated and there's a lot of stuff everywhere and it's malfunctioning. Every time I hear Kanye talk, and I ain't gonna lie, his interviews are entertaining. They are entertaining. But sometimes he talks about stuff that I agree with. Sometimes he don't. A lot of times he doesn't. I just don't know his direction. One minute he's calling out racism, next minute he's wearing a Klansman's robe. Literally, he's wearing a Ku Klux Klansman's robe in black. He got an album called World War III that's supposed to be dropping tomorrow. And I don't know if that's him and his wife or him and somebody, but he got on, she has, whoever that woman is, has on a Klansman's robe, and he has on a Klansman's robe. So I don't know. These past, 5 years when Kanye has been going on these rants, I'm just so confused. I don't know. Nobody can justify what he's doing now. See, back when he was doing the whole calling out Adidas thing, a lot of people could say, well, he's trying to get out of his deal with Adidas by looking crazy, and he's doing this. He's calling out the music industry. Now, how can you explain him dressing up as a Ku Klux Klan's member? How? And in the same breath, he's criticizing Kim Kardashian for being racist towards his children, like his, now she's white, she's a white woman, but you laid up and had 4 kids with her. You married, forget just the kids, you married her. And then you leave one white woman and go to the next one, Bianca Censari. So the whole racism thing, like, my black kids and all this, that goes out the window, bro. It goes out the window. So it's like, what angle? And this is for the Kanye fans up in here, all right? Because I can't listen to his music no more. It's just his antics have taken me away. His antics have taken me away from it. You said that's all promo, in my opinion. Shout out to my little brother, Jay Haynes. Shout out to my little brother. I just don't know what the angle is. Now, Zero, you said, why can't y'all just leave Kanye alone? I hate niggas more than Nazis. Kanye. Yeah, man. The thing is, I've just came to this conclusion. Whether we want to ignore him or not, he's still compelling. He's still going to get people's attention. Breakfast Club, like Charlamagne always says, we should ignore him, but yet he gets reported on every time. You know what I'm saying? Every time on the news cycle, the news break for Breakfast Club, he's reported on there. Kanye is a compelling individual. He says things that you're interested in hearing about. That's just the long and short of it, right? I want to ignore him, but you can't. You can't. I've just came to that conclusion. My whole thing is, what's the point? Okay? If it's to promote his music, I can tell you, right? I can usually separate the individual from the music, okay? But with Kanye, I'm just not interested no more. I'm not interested. And it's not just because of his antics. I'm not interested because of how he releases music. Ever since The Life of Pablo, I've been kind of tuned out to Kanye albums because he pump fakes too much. He doesn't do the regular promo. Now, he hasn't been doing the regular promo since like My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, really since Yeezus. Because the whole clear cover and you don't know what date is going to drop, and then all of a sudden, but ever since The Life of Pablo, he's been pump faking like, this is my album. No, it ain't. Let me take it back. It ain't finished. So when you get it, you still don't know what the finished product is because he'll put it out and still be adding songs to it. Donda is the last album I gave a chance, and I'm just tuned out. It was a good album, right? But when it was released, it didn't have any features on there. It didn't have a solid like track list. To this day, I don't know. You don't know if it's going to be released on streaming platforms. You don't know where you can actually get it. Is it going to be on a stem player? How he's going to release it? So that, just as a music fan, it's taking me out. You know what I'm saying? But his antics in promoting his music, it just makes you not even want to listen to it, because nobody can tell me the significance in him wearing a Klansman's robe. Okay, you want to talk about Jay-Z's kids, which is out of line. You want to talk about the music industry. You want to drop the F-bomb. He did that thing with academics, and he was using the F-bomb, the derogatory term towards homosexuals. He was dropping that heavy. And I watched it, but I got nothing from it. I didn't understand it. Like, I'm like, what is your angle? What are you trying to do? You're calling out Lucien Grange. You were against Drake. Now you're on Drake's nuts. You were with Kendrick. Hey, yo, Dot, I got you. Now you're showing you admitted that you're jealous of Kendrick. what is the purpose? Are you trying to sell this bully album? Are you trying to see your kids? We just don't know. You said who interested, and you can ignore him. Just keep scrolling. Y'all be getting baited and get mad when y'all get baited. Da, 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 da. Well, this is the thing, Zero. You can't help what is being promoted because I listen to the Breakfast Club every day. So the segment, when he says certain things, we could ignore it. But the things he says, like, hey, Jay-Z's child is retarded. You like, what? Did he really say that? So he still says stuff that shock value. And like I said, it's entertaining. It's corny, but it's entertaining. You know, I want to play a clip so bad of what he said the other day, but I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it. You said I just listened to old Kanye before all this mess and try to act like this ain't happening. Yeah, that's all you really can do. You know, you said y'all ignore Sally Mae debt collectors and check engine light, but a rapper is wild. I mean, listen, man, Sally Mae is a bill that you can ignore because all they're gonna do is call you. You know what I'm saying? Kanye says the most outlandish stuff that you can think of, and some of it you just like, what? So I get why people, but the thing is this, he's not getting the traction that he used to, so he has to say whatever he can. And I'm saying that, yeah, I'm talking about it on Red's View, but that doesn't mean I'm going to listen to the album. Speaking of it, did y'all see the track list of what World War III has? Go, if you have not seen, let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Y'all hold on for a second. I'm already logged into my Facebook. Yeah, let me go show y'all this track list real quick. Let me show y'all this track list real quick. Look at this, man. Look at this real quick. This is the alleged track list that's gonna be on Kanye's album. You got World War III, Cosby, Free Diddy, Dirty Magazines, Bianca, Virgil Let Me Down, Hail Hitler, Holler, Yay, and Jesus. I guess that it is. This right here stuck out to me. Number 9. Number 9. For those don't know, that's my legal name right there. And I'm like, has he been watching Red's View? Is this man about to talk about me tomorrow? Do y'all got my back if he's about to talk about me tomorrow? Let me know if you got J Red's back, because that's my name. That's my name that my mama gave to me right there. So some people on Facebook, y'all laughing and y'all thinking that he might be talking about me. I don't know. Why does he have a song with my name on it? I don't know. Is he about to troll me? I don't know, but that was interesting. So if you hear me getting dissed, if you hear me getting dissed, J Red's View, just know that you gotta have my back, because I'm gonna go at Kanye. I know my brother got my back. You said he's burning out and realize he doesn't have a platform like he used to, same as Wayne. Yep, I agree with that. You said don't care, but I did see the Phillies play the Rockies and made some cash on no runs across. Okay. Yeah, man. So yeah. But yeah, like for Kanye's fans, usually they always say he's trying to work it from the inside. He has a plan. You know, he's doing the bigger picture. What's the other word they like to do? He's making a chess move. It's this big chess move that he's doing. What's the chess move right now? Because he just looks like a lunatic. All right. Now let's move on. Did y'all see that? I saw on Vlad TV, he has an interview out with what's his name? TK Kirkland. And allegedly, Diddy will be getting bail soon. Allegedly. Vlad said that he has a reliable source that says that Diddy, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, will be getting bail soon. I don't know how true it is, but what I'll say is this, and you can quote me, you can mark it down. I think that Diddy should have bail. I think he should have had bail from the jump. He isn't convicted of anything, and they tried to railroad him, right? His some of his case has been dismissed from that Lil Rod dude, and I think that they dogpiled on Diddy just to make him look bad, because nobody to this day can really say what crime he's really committed in that RICO, right? And he's the only one in the RICO. I thought the RICO was organized crime. How come Diddy is the only one sitting in jail right now out of everybody in Bad Boy, all his staff, record label, and his motherfucking crew? How come he's the only one sitting right now if it's a RICO? Like R. Kelly, how come he's the only one sitting in jail right now in a RICO? That's organized crime. Diddy should have a bail until his trial. It is unconstitutional to have that man sitting in jail, you know what I'm saying? Like until his trial. But I think what's going to happen is that he's going to get bail. I think that Diddy will beat these charges. I think he'll beat the case. However, I don't think his career will be the same at all. I think that the company that owns Ciroc tried to make an example. They did make an example out of him. All this was by design. Releasing the Cassie video because did Cassie ever? All she did was sue him. But did she ever file any charges against, press any charges against him? No, she did not. That was put out there to make his image look bad and to ruin any future money that he would get. You know, I think that Diddy will beat it, but I think they just trying to drain him of his resources because nobody to this day can say what he has committed a crime of. He didn't R-word anybody, R-A-P-E. I don't like to say it because you might get a little strike or get demonetized. But yeah, Diddy, you know, all he did was have freak offs. Baby oil. That's not a crime. That is not a crime, ladies and gentlemen. He said legally that man has nothing against him revolving around why they have him behind bars. Exactly. It's organized crime. That charge is impossible to stick. Hope he gets bailed out before the South Park episode with him and it comes out. Yeah, you do want that for sure. But that man should not be in jail. Now, if he goes to trial and loses, okay. But as far as right now, he should be getting bail. The man offered up to $51 million or $50 million like his house, not just cash, but his house, his cars, properties, but they want to keep him in jail. Get out of here. So shout out to that. Now, let me take a commercial break, doing a shameless plug right now. All right. So I did a promo on my social media pages, and it had some people rattled, man. Like my own stepmother, she called me because she thought that I was serious about this. So I let me play real quick my April Fool's joke that I had. Let me go to my Instagram real quick. All right, so y'all listen to this. Here to formally announce that I'm no longer doing podcasting. That's right. No more Reds View. No more videos, no more YouTube. I'm done. I'm just pulling out the plug. I'm turning my Wi-Fi off. I'm done. All right. I don't want to play too much because it's using the Bone Thugs, the Crossroads instrumental. So that was my little April Fool's joke. Haha, I know I'm not quitting Reds View, but the real announcement that I had, which is the day after, drum roll. Man, so you really thinking about letting this podcast thing go?
Bro, I ain't thinking about it. It's a wrap. It's over with. I'm done, though.
Feel you on that, man. I think we're done. You know, we get so many negative comments and stuff. I think we should just stop. For real.
I'm tired of it, bro. The comment, they getting to me. They won. Y'all won.
Yeah.
You got it. I give up.
We give up?
Psych! April Fools.
April Fools, man. What we really, really want to say is that this is a special announcement.
Absolutely,
me and CJ, we're joining forces and we're doing a podcast.
Hey, man, it's the Bad Boys of Podcasting. Y'all gonna love these takes.
You know what? You ain't tell me about that. The Bad Boys of Podcasting.
That's kind of tough.
I like that. But I don't know, man. I don't know if this is gonna work.
Yeah, because the comments, man, the comments really be crazy.
Yeah, man, I'm talking about people just keep saying negative stuff. You remember that time Snoop Dogg said something?
Hey, man, the biggest, most famous rapper on earth already ain't rocking with us.
He ain't rocking with us, man. So I don't know. Plus, I don't like your takes on a lot of stuff.
I speak the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Like, you still think Drake won the battle with Kendrick?
No, I know Drake won the battle with Kendrick. You still think Drake ain't got a classic?
Absolutely. He does not have any classics.
I can't do this, y'all.
Yeah, all right, man. Forget it. Boom. That's right. Who gave you a podcast? Me and CJ. That's right. Me and CJ, aka Animal Brown on Instagram. Who gave you a podcast? That is me and CJ's joint podcast that we're doing together. Of course, I'm going to continue. Resview, thank you, brother. Thank you, Zero. But me and CJ, we're gonna join forces and we're gonna do a podcast, man. I'm excited about it. He's excited about it, and I know y'all are excited about it. Do me a favor, if you are on Instagram, go and follow the page. It's called Who Gave You a Pod. Excuse me. It's called Who Gave You a Pod right there. Go follow that page. We're trying to get those followers up. If you have not already, go hit that. Also, we're gonna get the YouTube up, and you'll be able to subscribe to the Who Gave You a Podcast channel that's coming pretty soon. We're shooting our first episode next week, so expect sometime later next week for the first episode to drop. We're gonna clip it up, all of that, but we're gonna give compelling takes, the craziest takes you can think of. And the thing I'm excited about the most is that it's natural. We're not trying to, I mean, yes, we want the viewership, yes, we want the clicks, we want the shares, we're trying to blow this up, but these are natural opinions. You know, we've been going viral several times for our natural opinions. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited about it, man. Y'all are gonna love it. Check out Who Gave You a Pod. That's what the podcast is gonna be called. Who Gave You a Podcast? Who will give these dudes a podcast? And we are the bad boys of podcasting. So shout out to everybody who's been supporting us and who will support us. But again, follow that page on Instagram right now. Who Gave You a Pod? All right. Let's move on. Young Thug. Is Young Thug getting his probation revoked? Is Young Thug's probation getting revoked? Is Young Thug's probation getting revoked? Is he going back to jail? Man, that's what it looked like. Let's cover this news story right here. Let's look at what Fonnie Willis had to say about Young Thug. All right, this is fair use, by the way, fair use. I'm just reporting the news.
District Attorney Fonnie Willis.
What our motion is concerned about is that we certainly believe that his post was to threaten law enforcement, which is all part of gang activity.
Jeffrey Williams' attorney Brian Steele told me by phone it is never appropriate to be engaged in any type of witness intimidation. It is never appropriate to threaten to murder another person. The prosecution's motion to revoke Jeffrey's probation should not be well received and should be swiftly rejected. It is irresponsible to file a motion of this sort when Jeffrey has done absolutely nothing, Steele said, to violate any condition of probation or threaten a witness.
We know that it is clear to Mr. Williams that the intent of the district attorney is to stop gang activity in Fulton County, Georgia. We believe the judge's order is clear, and that this is an intentional violation.
District Attorney Fonnie.
Okay, so Young Thug had tweeted about the DA, the district attorney, that about Young Scooter. Young Scooter, I think it was a DA or somebody was covering the Young Scooter thing. Unfortunately, he got the police called on him, and Young Thug had kind of insinuated something about the young lady that called the police on him and everything like that. But it's news alert is showing that Young Thug actually is not. He's not. Let me show y'all this real quick. Young Thug is actually, the Young Thug is breathing a sign of relief after a judge ruled today that the rapper did not violate the terms of his probation. On April 3rd, Judge Paige Reese Whitaker made the final call, determining that Thug should not be remanded to jail for a recent social media post where he called out an Atlanta Police Department investigator. So having reviewed the terms and conditions of defendant's probation imposed by this court, the court declines to revoke defendant's probation based on the violation asserted. Okay, so shout out to Young Thug. I am glad that he's not going back to jail, okay? But I will say is that was a stupid move. That was a stupid move. Young Thug is on probation for 15 years. Now, I don't want to see him in jail. The likelihood of him being able to last that long on probation is slim to none. But commenting on that, knowing the situation that you're in, whether it's freedom of speech or not, is just not smart. Don't talk nothing about law enforcement. Don't talk nothing. You have the freedom of speech, but you really don't in this situation, Young Thug. You know what I'm saying? Think about Young Thug's position, his situation. You don't need to speak on anything with a DA, anything with police, nothing, because they're out to get you. See, Fonnie Willis, she's thirsty to get Young Thug in jail. That's not whether it's right or wrong. I'm not justifying that. But what I'm saying is you have a target on your back. You're lucky to be free. But I said it already. I don't think the Young Thug is going to last this long because he's still trying to rap. I ain't gonna lie, man. If I had 15 years of probation, I'm coming from a RICO trial, and and it's because of what I said in my lyrics and stuff. If I'm still gonna do music, I might as well be a gospel rapper. I'm keeping it a buck. I'm keeping it a bean. So, and I wouldn't be commenting on nothing. I don't care if something was wrong done and everything like that. I got 15 years of probation, bro. You don't have the same rights and you don't have the same ability as a regular citizen that is not in your shoes. I think it was a dumb move at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? For him to even comment on that. When I saw it, I ain't really think nothing of it, you know. But when I saw that they were trying to get his probation revoked, I'm like, damn, it hadn't even been a year yet. It's a long road. It's a very long road. So thankfully it did get denied. But man, it just goes to show you that they after you. And I feel like they set that probation up for him to lose. That's what it sounded like to me. That's impossible to go 15 years with being clean. He can he even drink alcohol? But he can't do drugs anymore. He can't be in Atlanta. Like, bro, like just some people talking about something. He should just move. Like, well, you can't move to another country, but you know, you can't be in Atlanta. You don't have the same essence and stuff like that. It's not a good look. So I don't think that he should be commenting on that. You said that man was grieving in the moment. Of course, it wasn't logical. You got to control your emotions, man. You got to control your emotions. That's what I can say. I just don't think it was a bright idea to actually do that. You know what I'm saying? You're criticizing a district attorney. Now, that is not gang activity, but you see how they took that and ran with it. What if that judge was an asshole and said, yeah, let's lock him back up? He's lucky that that judge is cool and is a fan of his music, because that's allegedly what she is. So, Young Thug, if you're watching, bro, don't tweet about nothing. You should just delete your social media unless you about to talk about uplifting the community, my dude. You need to talk about community service, uplifting the community. You need to change your whole approach to music, all of that. Because anything that you do, they can say, oh, I think that his probation should be revoked. Oh, that looked like gang activity. Do you really want that attention? I think not. So I hope that this is a learning lesson for him. And I'm rooting for him to make it past 15 years, but it looks slim to none. And it goes into Lil Baby. Did y'all hear that Lil Baby allegedly has a RICO case on the way? Now, if you've been hiding under a rock, you haven't noticed that they've been trying to get 4PF involved with the whole RICO thing for a minute now, ever since Young Thug got locked up. Fonnie Willis has really been trying to make her name out here in these streets. So it just leads to my question about Thug and Lil Baby. Is it even worth being a street rapper anymore? Is it too dangerous to be a street rapper? Because right now, what's going on is that they trying to use your lyrics against you. You still have ties to the streets by default because you don't want to go with protection. I mean, you could go with the police, but a lot of times you, as a street rapper, you could be out the streets, but you still connected to people in the streets. So if you're moving in a group, they could try to get a RICO on you. So it's like, is it even worth being a street rapper anymore? You know, it feels like the whole game needs to be on some Kendrick shit. It seems like the whole game needs to be on some Wale, J. Cole, Drake stuff. Because it's like our street rappers are either they're getting killed, they're killing someone, or they're getting a RICO act. Yellow Beezy, he just got found. They're accusing him of killing Mo 3 with video footage and everything. Young Thug, he had the RICO thing that was going on, and they trying to get him back in jail. Now Lil Baby allegedly has this RICO thing coming out. It's just not the same like it was 20 years ago. You could never get a Young Jeezy nowadays. You could never get a Gucci Mane nowadays. The block is hot. So is it even worth being a street rapper anymore? You said street rappers have been targeted for a lot of psych warfare. Also, you can't say they need to be like Kendrick because he has street rappers on GNX, blah, 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 with that. But I'm talking about in totality, right? The street rappers were on Kendrick's album, but they weren't incriminating themselves. They were just talking shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they conform to Kendrick's world. But these street rappers, you know what I'm saying? You saying slime and using all this other stuff. It's like, that's a difference between Kendrick's album GNX and then a Lil Baby or Young Thug album. So it just makes you wonder, man, like, is it even worth it? Because there's a lot of stuff going on right now. And if you really, you can't live that same. Like, see, back in the day, you could be on that street shit because the level, like, they weren't trying to make a name for themselves. Prosecutors, district attorneys, and all that. They looked at rap as just that rap stuff. But if now you're starting to see, back in the day, you wouldn't find out who killed Tupac. Nowadays, you pointing fingers. Oh yeah, Keefe D did it. You know, back in the day, you wouldn't find out who killed Biggie and stuff. They weren't trying to investigate it. They just swept it under a rug. Now, years later, we know who killed Mo3. Oh yeah, you had something to do with that. We know who killed Nipsey Hussle. You can't be on the run forever. We coming to get you. So it's a difference. It's a difference nowadays. You said shout out to Ja. Speaking of that, are you ready to get into it? You ready to get into it? That's what we want to do. Okay. So Morant is in trouble for throwing up shooting signs. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Your boy, an idiot, as PM would say. Shout out to DJ PM, is in trouble for throwing up some shooting signs. So it says Morant gets warning sign from NBA for finger gun gesture towards Warriors, but no suspension or fine per report. So that's good with that. But look, this is what he was doing. You know, the whole shooting thing. You know, I'm not going to go through and read all of it, but I'll just say this, man. Let me see. Can I play a clip of it? Hold on a second. Hold on. Let me turn the sound off so I don't get a copyright strike. But look at this. So you see he throwing the shooting signs towards him. Fair use. He throwing that shooting sign towards him. Now I understand, from my understanding, there was another player. I forgot his name, but he was saying something to Morant too, or something like that. Regardless, this is another situation of knowing who you are and knowing what you've been through and what your status is. Morant has been continuously in trouble for wanting to be a street nigga. You know what I'm saying? He's wanting to be street, having guns, toting guns, all this other stuff, right? After coming up from a nice upbringing, but he chose to do this, and he's already been in trouble with the NBA. So why would you do stuff like that? Why? And it's like, do you really even want to be in the NBA? Do you really want to be a National Basketball Association player? Do you really want that? Because, you know, it seems like you haven't learned anything yet. I think it's idiotic to even do something like that. Like, how did that even cross your mind to even do something like that? You know what I'm saying? You said it was a double finger point with no trigger pulling, so there's not much to work with. But it's like it's a target on your back though. So if you even look like you got a gun and you're Morant, NBA, we got to investigate that. Oh, okay, it's nothing. Okay, we got to see. So it's the same thing with the Young Thug. Oh, is that gang activity? Oh, we got to see. But the point is, you have to know who you are and your position. If you've already been in trouble by law enforcement, or you've been in trouble that's like me being late for work, right? And I'm continuously late for work, and I've been put on a warning. So when something really bad happens, and then I call and try to make an excuse like, look, my car really broke down, but they know that I be BSing coming into work late every day, they would have to investigate, but I'm already on the edge because I'm late to work all the time. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you just have to know your position. I'll be like, okay, well, I can't be 5 minutes late. I know we have leniency towards that, but if I've been an hour late, I don't even want to be 5 minutes late, because if it's 5 minutes late, I can still be in trouble. So it's knowing your position. Did he have any triggers doing that? Nah, but it's still, you have to know anything that you're doing, pointing at somebody, any type of interaction that you have that may be deemed threatening to someone, the NBA is going to pull up those records and be like, oh, okay, well, he was in trouble for this. He was in trouble for that. So you got to be cognizant. Mama tried, but it ain't no love like homie love. Sugar free. Yeah, man. But that's what you have to be. People can say, man, it wasn't even that bad. He wasn't, really throwing up a gun, and he didn't even have a gun, and they tripping. But you have to understand his position. And I think it was just idiotic, because all they got to do is investigate and say, oh, well, that's a violation. And then he'll be out of the NBA. So you have to be smart. You have to be smart. let's move on. Last couple of things we're gonna talk about. So let me ask this. Have y'all been seeing this whole Anthony Edwards thing? How many people have been tapping into this Anthony Edwards situation? All right. So it was allegedly he paid like $1.8 million up front. So he got a girl pregnant, Aisha, whatever her name is, right? I don't know what she does. She has a nice body, but she's Lil Baby's baby mama, right? Try to say that 5 times. Lil Baby's baby mama. Lil Baby, see? But she's Lil Baby's baby mama. Anthony Edwards knocked her up. And I think of course, she had the child already, right? So he said that he didn't want anything to do with her or the child. So there was a rumor floating around that he went to the courts and requested that he pay upfront $1.8 million for 18 years for the child, which will accumulate to $5,000 per month. And he don't want to have anything to do with the child. Now that sent social media into a frenzy, especially the fact that he has different kids by different women. All right. So I'm asking the Reds viewers, I want to know, what are your thoughts about this? What are your thoughts about Anthony Edwards? Is he in the wrong for not wanting to have anything to do with his child? He knocked her up, got her pregnant, but he's saying he told her he didn't want her to have the child. My body, my choice. She has the child anyway. So now she expects him to be a father, whatever the case may be. He's saying, hey, I don't want that. Here's the money. Don't ask me for nothing else. Now, from my understanding, it's false. It's cap. He did not do that because I don't think you can do that due to inflation. You can't just pay up your child support and go about your business. I think it has to be on a monthly basis or yearly basis. I don't know. I've never had a child and I've never been on child support. But things change. Inflation can happen. You could start making more money. What I'm worth, if I'm worth like 2 million now, and then 3 years later I'm worth 30 million, then the judge is going to up the ante. They're going to up the price of how much I would have to provide in child support because they go based off of how much you make. Now, whether you think it's fine or not, it's law. It's messed up. I agree, but let's talk about the details, the facts, okay? But what you say? I saw the girl talk, and it's crazy they even let it go that far. Payment is payment. What's there to argue? Not my not my problem. My pussy. He can, and if she's smart, she'd agree and put the money. Now, this is the thing. Oh, you say he went ahead and wants to do that because he don't want to go through that on the next contract. This is the thing, though. You can't do it. It's been proven. She came out and said that he didn't do it, and I got a line brother that's a lawyer. Works in law, and a lot of people who work in law say that's not how child support works. You can't just pay it up because, like I said, it's inflation. What's $1 million right now may not be $1 million 20 years from now or 18 years from now. So he can't technically do that. I think he would still have to do an installment plan, but I know it's not true. I understand that he will want to do that, and if he can, I hope that I'm wrong, but if he can, it is what it is, right? But I just want to talk about, do you think it's right or wrong for him to go about it that way if he could? Now, this is my thing on it. If I got a woman that I didn't want pregnant, and I busted in her, I should take accountability for it because I did it, right? But, ladies, I know it's your body, your choice. If you believe in abortion and he's telling you, hey, I don't want this child, why would you still want to have the child and then say that black man ain't shit? He's a deadbeat. If I'm telling you I don't want this child, we both believe in abortion, and you don't want to abort the baby, but then you want to be, and we know what it is. She wants the money. You know what I'm saying? And it's his fault for busting in her. It's his fault at the end of the day. He knew when he had unprotected sex, just like she had unprotected sex, what could happen. Men, we know when we ejaculate inside a woman, what can happen. All right. I'm not saying right or wrong. What I'm saying is that if I had a child that's out there and I know it's mine, after I willingly had sex with a woman, I can't not take care of my child. But that's me. That's Jared. That's J Red, right? But if I was to say I don't want this child, I would expect the woman, if we believe in abortion, to go ahead and get the abortion. And you can't sit here and say that I'm deadbeat or I'm a deadbeat if I don't want nothing to do with the child. Why would you have the child if I'm already telling you I don't want it? Makes no sense. You say he could do a lump sum if the judge in court approves. You're right. It can't be all up front. Exactly. It's the money and control over another person's life. If she has the kids and talk ish on the dad about the struggle, she can be a good cop all the time and fix it in the mind of a child. Exactly. Because if you have that child and you be like, well, your dad don't want to be involved. He had you, and but no, did you say that? Did you tell the part that I said that I didn't want the child? And that's a messed up thing to do. But I don't blame the guy if he is what you would call a deadbeat, but you do have to pay child support. But if I'm paying child support and say I don't want no visitation, I don't want to do with that child, that's just on me. You can say that that's right, wrong, whatever the case may be, but I'm keeping it real. So I look at both sides. Me personally, I look at both sides as they're in the wrong. All right, you said to take care of her because she's probably not marriage material for the guy she wants. Yep. She's a gold digger from my understanding. But not only she got a baby with him, she got a baby by Lil Baby too. Oh, she's balling, ain't she? She's balling. But to my ladies, if a man is telling you up front he don't want that, you should abide by that. For my men, you need to be careful about who you ejaculate in. Straight up. Because you know when it's coming. You know when it's coming. All right? Pun intended. You know when it's coming. So the easiest thing to say is you shouldn't lay up with anybody who you wouldn't want a baby with. Now we know that's not real. You know that's my TED talk. You know that's not real. But if you were to do it, you better make sure it's somebody that you wouldn't mind having a baby by. That's what I say. Everybody else, y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think about that. All right. Last thing I want to cover. Erykah Badu. Give it up for Queen Mother. Legendary spiritual soul woman, Erykah Badu. I love what she did recently, y'all. I love it. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I loved it. She was trolling the BBL culture. I love it, and I think it's very, very much needed. Let me show this to y'all. All right. So it was the Billboard Awards, and it said Women in Music, or it was the Billboard Women in Music Awards. I don't know, but she got some type of Lifetime Achievement Award. And she went up there. Oh, let me make sure I turn the sound down. Hold on. Fair use, by the way, but I'm still turning the sound off. I don't know if it's music playing. But she got an award, and she went up there in a big suit that looked like a BBL, right? Because the ass looked ridiculous. Look at that, and her body looks like, and of course, it's oversized and all this other stuff. But she did it, of course, to make a statement. You know what I'm saying? And I love it. I love it. I think that it's needed, mocking the BBL culture, because it's ridiculous, man. I like, to each his own. I like my woman natural, me personally, Now, if it's your body, you can do what you want to do, but I think it is out of control. And it shows you that you think less of yourself. When you get a BBL, I don't care what nobody says, right? You want men or women, whoever you want to choose, you want them to look at you sexually. You do. I don't care if you get your breasts done. Now, if you get a breast reduction, if you get gastric bypass surgery or whatever the case may be, that's to lose weight. I get it. It's still cosmetic surgery, but you're losing weight. You're trying to be healthier, right? But if you're getting stuff added on to you, that means you're insecure about how you look. If you get things put on your ass, if you get silicone or you get body fat transferred to there so people can see it, that means that you want sexual attention. Straight up. It's no convincing me otherwise. If you get implants, that means that you want that attention. Okay? Erykah Badu showing that you look ridiculous with it. And it's an epidemic at this point. Y'all look crazy with these BBLs. Now, some of them you can't tell. Right? Some of them look so good, you're not able to tell, whatever the case may be. Shout out to y'all. But I live in Atlanta, and I feel like this is the BBL capital. Man, you go down Peachtree, you go downtown Atlanta, you're going to see a BBL. Now, me, on the side I live on, I don't see them every day. At least I don't think that I do. But these women who have it, especially these black women, you're supposed to come naturally shaped. And the thing is, some of y'all be really having nice bodies, ladies. Y'all really have nice bodies, but you get all these additions to it for what? It's women that I know who already had a nice booty, had a nice shape, all that, but then you want to get that stuff added. That devalues you. See, the thing is, will it get men's attention? Oh, yeah, it'll get our attention, but it depends on what type of attention that you want. If you want to be OnlyFans, if you want to be looked at as promiscuous and a sexual toy for us to promote you like that, I mean, to approach you like that, it is what it is. Hey, be my guest. But if you want to be wifed up, if you want to be somebody's wife, if you want to walk down that aisle, if you want a man to propose to you, get on the knee, buy you $1,000+ ring, worth thousands of dollars, that BBL ain't gonna do it. You better hope it looks all natural, because I look at that like just somebody I could have fun with. And see, when I say this, you get offended, right? But you got other women who can't even tell you how ridiculous that looks. So I applaud Erykah Badu for that. You know, I wonder if the BBLs, if they got upset and got mad. It's funny. You said came out looking like a BBL Teletubby. It was super unnecessary. Some women decide to modify their bodies to work in their fields, real estate, and some say they do it so they can wear more clothing. And with confidence. But at the end of the day, it's attention to your body. At the end of the day, no matter how you slice it. So I liked it. I loved it. And Erykah Badu is one person that could really pull that off. She did look ridiculous, but if you think she looked ridiculous, that's how some of these women, they look like Teletubbies out here. Real talk. And it be women who already have a nice booty, but then they'll get some stuff put on there. You said not unnecessary. It was super. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. You said super necessary. My bad. You said not unnecessary. It was super necessary. We needed to see that. Thank you. That was my bad. Yeah, it was super necessary for sure. It was super necessary. I'm so glad that it happened. And I'm sure it rattled some cages. But when women, I love when women do that, when they criticize the women, because it shows that it's just not a guy thing. And I know she sits back and sees that it's toxicity in our culture, because we come from the women are supposed to be voluptuous. You black. See, our counterparts, they're the ones who get the lip surgery, you know, the injections and stuff like that. They're the ones that get they're the ones who have the implants, the BBLs, like they try to look like us, will look like the women, the black women. So why are you doing that, black women? You know, I think it's a mental condition as well, too. It's wild. It is wild. But man, I had a real good time with y'all, man. Shout out to my brother and Zero for chiming in the comments. Shout out to everybody who's watching right now. Y'all do me a favor, hit that like button. Hit the like button, or the haters, y'all can hit the dislike button. It is all good. I love the traction to get into that algorithm. Had a real good time on Red's View tonight. We covered a lot, had a lot to talk about it. What do you say? You say, yo, real quick, what's up? What's up? If y'all have any questions, let me know. What's up? Y'all let me know what you got to say. You said, if you have an iPhone, look up the Apple update for security breaches. Okay. So what's going on with that, Zero? Because I know they be having security breaches and stuff all the time. Honestly, I have a hard time even remember what kind of phone I have. I got an iPhone 14, I think. What's going on with that? Let us know, Zero. What's going on with that? Is it something going on where like our information is being compromised? Like what's going on with that? You say Apple warns iPhone users to update iOS 18.4 to patch security vulnerabilities. Okay. All right, I gotta look that up. Everybody pay attention to this too. To patch security vulnerability. So you said I'm too paranoid to update. I'm still on 16. Yeah, man. It's like when it be having those updates and stuff, I'll be like, man, it just feels like it's closer and closer to iRobot or AI. I see they got AI features and all that other stuff. You said, I don't know what phone I have. Well, yeah, I swear, man, I don't know. Like, because I remember I had the iPhone 3, then I had the iPhone 5 when I first moved here. Then I ended up getting the 10, and then now I think I'm on 40. Did I get? I don't know, man. I don't know. I always got to look up to see which one I have, but I don't update mine every year or get a new phone every year. I just be keeping the same one because I don't need to be in the new. You know what I'm saying? Like it does the same thing. The camera does nice and all this other stuff. So anyway, man, let me get up out of here, man. Shout out to the fam. Hit that super chat if you really support. Hit that super chat, man, and I will catch you on the next episode. Make sure that you subscribe to youtube.com/ResView. Also, if you're on Instagram, go over and hit that follow button for my page as well. But go Who Gave You a Pod? That's our new Instagram page for our latest podcast that'll be out next week. Anyway, this is J Red ResView, and I'm signing out. Peace.